Show. Welcome everybody. We could. I could do the 3, 2, 1. I was just gonna. I know. I say, all right, I'm gonna send it, and then all of a sudden you're like, welcome everybody. Awesome. That was great. Great opener.
Start it off.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I mean, sprinklers, like we've said 1,000 times, the sprinkler community is so small, and something like this just brings people together. I mean, we got people in Canada, we got people in damn near every state that we talk to. Like, it's really cool. We got those chicks in Brazil. I mean, it's only going to get bigger and bigger, and sooner or later, more people are going to find out that we're the cool trade and not want to be a plumber or carpenter.
We're the cool trade, baby.
We're the cool
Well
Absolutely.
kids.
said.
We were talking to
Mute.
what was the
Mute.
geez, what's his name? He did the construction consulting, engineering and all that consulting.
Editor mode.
Oh,
Was
a
it?
few weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Help me out,
I
Bobby.
forgot.
Who was it? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
The construction engineer,
The
the
construction.
consultant.
Oh, Joe.
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 So we had Joe the other night, and then he was like, there would
Mass
just be these
construction.
huge high rise, and there would be crews on top of crews coming in for electrician, plumbing,
Joe.
floor, and all
Look
that.
what Joe sent me.
Mass
Oh, sick.
construction. Oh, that's
So
cool.
I'm gonna go on. I'm
Matt,
gonna go and
Bro, why you're getting all this shit? And I'm not...
Joe sent me a
Brian,
sweatshirt, dog.
you can't even pronounce Massachusetts. Why do you want a shirt?
Yep. He's local. He's
Easy,
local to
easy,
me. I'm
Ari.
gonna go there on Friday and go on his show.
What I think is cool is on it doesn't matter the size of the project. Typically, we bring one crew. We just send one crew.
A
Yeah,
small
usually
crew.
just
Usually a
a
small crew.
a foreman and an
He's
apprentice.
yeah, he's always like, "Is there any more of y'all?" Nope, it's just us.
Just us two. Yeah, I love
I
when the
think
super
that's so
calls and says,
badass.
Are you sending any more guys?" No. What do you mean? There's fucking two of them there. You better be happy. There's
This is
two.
enough.
Oh, dude, on a high rise, it would literally just be us four.
Let me check fucking. Let's see what Facebook's doing. Looks like we're on there. Awesome.
So Tyson, you said you had an interview. Have you had it yet?
Yeah.
I had
Are
an
we allowed to
interview.
talk about it?
Huh?
Are we allowed to talk about it?
I don't know. Probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't. What'd you say? It was today?
It
Cool.
was last week.
All right,
All right, we
we
won't
could
talk
leave it at
about it.
that. Let's pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot. Oh, there's subtitles on Facebook. Huh.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
you,
So
Chris?
that's cool.
Chris, it was you that I talked about. We talked on the phone, right?
I probably
Yeah.
shouldn't. That's pretty
I told
cool.
you about. Did you make your portal on the ICC?
Dude, I've been so caught up with work and crap at home. Haven't even done it yet. But I'm gonna get on it, bro. I'm gonna get on it.
So the last time we talked, I had put my app in, and you
Mhm.
said you were going to hold off.
Yeah.
So since I put that app in, I got my
Testing.
application was accepted, and then
Nice.
they scheduled an interview with me. So I had an interview last Tuesday. They
Sweet.
interviewed 30 people.
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
2 guys from my company go get interviewed.
Yeah. So
Actually, dude, I was gonna bring that up while you guys talk. Let me find a text because I need to find a question that they asked him.
Fire Sprinkler
Yeah.
Podcast on here says, "Woo, Canada." Darian's hi. Chris Pipe, what up? Foreman T's
yeah,
here. What up?
and
Darian
just to
is
be,
here. Darian's home from the zoo.
Is she? I think
No,
she's
dude,
down in. She's in New Orleans.
she's no,
Yeah.
she's on an airplane right now.
Oh, is she? You
I
watching
was
us?
just talking to her.
You
I was just
watching us
talking to her before
from
this.
the airplane? Fire
Oh,
Sprinkler
that's dope.
Podcast. We got the least amount of installers, and we put up more linear feet than any other trade. That's true, bro. That's very true. Wayne, what up?
That's because we're the hardest working trade out there. No one else works harder than us.
That's it. We just got that system down.
Man, word is
Hey,
hard.
Tyson.
Damn.
Tyson. Did they ask you a question? And I think he worded it wrong. It said, "What pressure do sprinkler heads need to be hydro tested?" Do you think he meant sprinkler systems?
Well, the
Mhm.
question. So, in respect to the position and the trade, I don't want to go over all the questions, uh, just because it's not probably not the right thing to do.
Touche.
Yeah.
The fucking legend, Tyson. You are the
But
fucking legend.
Fucking legend.
What kind of?
well, there's a lot
I'll
of
wait.
people in line waiting for this position, and I'm not trying to give out information for free over the internet because that's my competition.
That's it,
That's
baby.
true.
Well said.
Yeah.
That's
Good call.
respectful.
But that is one question. The question was, in hydrostatic testing, what's the maximum psi for a hydrostatic test?
Ooh, I'd like to know this. Cause
So
it's rated to 300.
so you have to just refer to the NFPA 20, the NFPA 13, and in chapter 25, I believe it is, that would be system acceptance. So the NFPA 13, chapter 25 is system acceptance. Talks about
Gotcha.
hydrostatic testing.
Like a fucking book.
When you
Dude,
install a
that's
brand
dope.
new sprinkler system, you have to pump it up to 200 psi, and it has to maintain that pressure for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 50 pounds
But
over working pressure.
so
Or that.
that is an amendment that the Clark County and the Southern Nevada amended code. There were some interpretation situations in the code book. Let's say I do a TI. The building's been sitting there for 10 years. The sprinkler system in it is the same system it's been for 10 years. They decide to do a TI in there, and I go in there and I add 50 heads to one space. It's going to be a gym. They build a demising wall, and they're making this section a gym, and we do 50 heads in there. Do you have to pump the whole system up to 200 again?
I guess it would
And a
depend
lot.
on. I
Yeah.
wish it would depend on
That's a completely separate
how
system,
many
right?
other heads there were. If it's the same
same
system, it depends on the percentage of the system. No.
No.
You're just putting a
So
wall there.
the interpretation is modifications or additions to an existing system that cannot be isolated from the old portion of pipe do not require testing in excess of system working pressure.
Fucking
I mean,
A, I
that makes
love
sense.
that.
That makes
County,
sense. Complete
so
sense.
county decided to take that interpretation. They wrote their own interpretation to the code. They put it through the code cycle and it was adopted. So now their interpretation is if you add or modify an existing sprinkler system and you can't isolate the amount of work that you did, you just pump up the whole system to only 50 pounds over whatever the static pressure is.
Oh. Okay.
But there's a list, or there's a rule to what they consider new or relocated and would require that 50 psi test. So, number one, if you have more than 5 fittings on a single arm over, drop, or sprig up, and if you install an arm over that is 15 feet long laterally, those are the only two reasons why you need to pump it up to 50 pounds over.
Huh.
Gotcha.
So if you drill a mechanical saddle on the side of a branch line, and the saddle, that's one fitting. And then you do an arm over with a 90. That's two fittings. And then you do a drop down with the 90 in the bottom of that. That's three fittings. And then let's say you put an O2 nipple in there so you can swing the drop to center of the tile. Now you're at 4, and that RC, the sprinkler head is screwed into, that's fitting number 5. So if you do that one time on any of the work you did, you're going to pump it up to 50 pounds over.
Oh fuck.
If you can drill a saddle and do your arm over and a drop right to the grid and get to center and you use 3 fittings and you do that 400 times, you don't have to pump it up.
Less than 5,
No
baby.
shit.
Less than 5.
Yeah.
I just
So
fucking learned
Damn.
something.
that's the adopted code. Now, depending on what jurisdiction you're in, it's different. Henderson requires you to pump it up 50 pounds over static if you do 5 mechanical saddles or more. And it doesn't matter how many fittings you use.
Hmm.
So if you're using an existing welded outlet and you take the bushing and the upright head out of there because it's a metal non-combustible ceiling, and you take it from an upright coverage, like no ceiling in that room, like Bobby does at the hospitals, and you change it from an upright to a pendant, and you use that existing welded outlet, and you do that 50 times, you don't have to pump it up. But if I drill 6 mechanical saddles on the branch line and I do a couple arm overs and some drops and I do it more than 5, I have to pump it up.
Wow. That was a lot to take in
So,
right there.
so
There's a
that's
lot.
so that's the clarification on that question.
That's a lot of shit that I've been doing.
When they asked me the question, I kind of had a laugh and I had a smile on my face, and I was like, "Do you want to know what the NFPA requirement is, or do you want to know what your adopted requirement is?"
Fucking
And
guy.
Like a
and
fucking book. I love it.
they kind of looked at
These
me
are
and they're like,
awesome.
"Tell me what the NFPA requirement is." And I was like, "It's 200 psi. You pump the entire sprinkler system up to 200 psi, and you can't have any visible leaks or loss in pressure in 2 hours." So that was the answer to that
Yeah.
question.
That's what I told him too, because
Yeah.
how he asked me, it sounded really confusing. I was all like, only hydros I know is when you hydro a system. Because he said sprinkler head. I'm like, what the fuck is hydroing a sprinkler head, bro?
Yeah,
But
a lot of people think that the sprinkler heads have to be installed during that
no,
test.
nope.
They don't have to be.
Yeah,
And it says that in chapter 25 as well, that a plug can be installed in the 90 or in the RC in lieu of the sprinkler head, and that will suffice the test.
yeah, because you still, I mean, how often do you have to hydro it and your head's already set? Never. So that's why
Yeah.
it's just, like you said, plugs or a drop with a plug on it. That's it.
Yeah. So you can do your hydro test with plugs in. You don't have to have the heads in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn it, you should have done the interview.
Dang nabbit. That was a lot of info from my Bobby brain. What if I got a main that I know is going to sit at like 275?
Well, what about it?
What
I
about it?
gotta test it at I'm not gonna test it at fucking 200.
So in the NFPA, you have to do 200 psi or 50 pounds over the maximum system pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So if your system's sitting at 250, you got to pump it up to 300.
Pucker
You know
up.
So
what
is
I
that
mean?
an either
That's
or?
what we were doing.
Can you pick?
It's whichever is greater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Kind of like sample testings on, like, let's say ESFR heads.
Pucker up.
You can kind of, from what I understand, is that you can, as an inspector, determine the zones. You can kind of make it and change it however you feel fit, as long as it matches with the math.
See, that's where I look up to you, because you're so in tune and knowledgeable in the whole maintenance stuff behind this. So like guy like me and Bobby, I go install it, and yeah, we certify it, and basically it's under warranty for like a year. After that year, I don't go back to that building. I don't ever hear about it again. I don't see it. And it might be 15 years before I go back to do another TI in that building. And I'm like, oh, I remember when I did this, you know, and I hadn't touched it since.
That
And then
hasn't
like, someone
happened to
like
me yet.
you're the guy that goes and takes out like 20% of the heads and sends them in and gets them tested. You're the one that walks it, does the inspection, and knows what to look for. I would be lost in that situation. So I don't know the NFPA 25. Like, I've looked through it a handful of times, and only because there's this big discussion about when do you have to change a sprinkler head, and everybody's like, oh, when they're 50 years. That's not the case. They actually last longer if they're a fusible link. You have to change them sooner if they're glass bulb.
Huh.
Yeah.
If
they're
you send them for testing 4 heads.
Yeah.
75 years for, isn't it? I think it's 75 years for a quick response.
So really?
I think so.
No, we need to look it up.
I think you're wrong, bud.
We should look that up. We should have Bobby on the computer pull up NFPA 25.
I got the whole. I got all whatever What book you want?
I've also been drinking a little bit.
Dr.
Maybe
Seuss.
I shouldn't be doing that.
Which which book you want? You want 2022 or you going with 19?
You need to go with 19.
Do 19.
Yeah,
19.
2022 is not adopted yet.
What am I looking at?
Uh, the
What was the question? I
expiration
forget.
date.
Fuck.
Just put a sprinkler NFPA 25 sprinkler
Okay,
template.
25. And you want to
Yeah, when
know? Oh, there's no 19 and 25. 17 or 20.
17.
17. All right,
yeah,
and we want to know when you got to change the heads out. Watch this. I could just
yeah.
type it in. Changing of heads.
Quick response.
Send.
Quick
Bro,
response.
this
Yeah.
is so freaking rookie of us.
What?
I should have a
Well,
book.
yeah,
You're
but
the
this is
inspector. You
book
should
takes
know this
forever,
shit,
kid.
Brian. Brian, you're the inspector, bro.
this
You need
is
to get
good
together.
stuff, man.
I think it's 20. It's between 25 and the other one's 75.
Changing
Like
heads.
right off the top of my head,
Unable
that's
to
what I'm going
find.
with.
All right, what's a key word that I'm putting in here?
75.
Replace
Sprinkler
head.
head expiration.
Sprinkler head.
What is 75? Is
You're
it?
saying
It's
75.
75 after 50.
Nope,
Dude, you're
doesn't say
tripping.
anything
There's
about the
no,
expiration.
after 50, it's every 10 years they have to be tested.
What am I thinking 75
Yeah.
for? So
See, and
here it
Chris is
is.
onto something there.
So all right. So quick response is 20 years.
NFPA
Tested 20
25.
years. Standard response is 50 years. 10 years
Yep.
after.
Yep.
And then dry penance is 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
See,
found
dry
it?
penance used to be 5.
Yes, they did. Damn, you are
So
old.
now, so
You know
here's
that
my
answer.
question. Let's say you got a dry pendant. It's a 14-incher.
I'm getting
It's
out
a
of 25.
401. It's been sitting on the shelf in your warehouse, and it's got the date 2008 on it. Can you go install that right now?
No.
You know, that's a huge gray area with gauges right now with my company.
So you go install a 2008 dry pendant. Is it good for the next 10 years now?
No.
No.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
okay, how
that's a
about
good
this?
question.
If you install a 2017 gauge right now, is today day one?
No, it's failed. Or it has to be
But
recalibrated.
it hasn't been in under
It's
working
never,
conditions.
Hasn't
It's
been
been in a
used yet.
box.
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
So is it good? I don't know, Brian. I don't know. One of my office people talked to someone from NFPA, and they said that it's date of install for gauges.
I can't find a sprinkler
Let
expiration.
me ask you this.
Let's see what the
So
chats are saying.
there's a big difference from and Tyson, you can understand this. There's a big difference from they said to send me an email.
Fire Sprinkler Podcast is saying date of installation.
Oh, what
No.
does he know?
Man,
Date
I
of
felt
installation,
that
yeah.
stuff all the time. So I will install, like if I see one installed, right? Let's say 2017, and then someone writes in the date that it was installed. I'm like, I don't care. I'm failing
Yeah.
it immediately.
So I've installed dry pendants. Like I put in just last week, I had a 2020 dry pendant on the shelf. So I grabbed it off the shelf. It was brand new in the box. It had never been opened. It hadn't even been exposed to daylight. We installed it. I wrote my initials on the barrel and then wrote the date that I installed it. So when a guy doing maintenance comes in there 9 years from now and he climbs up on top of the cooler,
I think I
right
got
below
something
the
here.
T where that plug is, he would see my name and my date, and he go, "This is when this was installed." So
Yep.
it's still good for another year.
So let me tell you what will happen.
That's my
Allegedly.
thinking.
So this is what will happen. So the inspector will go in that cooler, right?
Yeah.
And they'll see the date.
Yes.
So the inspector will fail it.
Yes.
And then the person who is writing deficiency quotes will sell the replacement of that head. Now
Yes.
that repair guy is not there to think. You get what I'm saying? He's there to go there and replace that head.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what it says. That's his job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how often are they going to climb on top of that cooler and go
Never.
look? Exactly. So do you just go to all these restaurants and bars and go, "Hey, you mind if I check your cooler?" And you walk in there and there's a sprinkler head from 19.
Found it, boys.
What
Sorry,
chapter?
go ahead.
I'm
My
fucking
bad.
looking this whole time.
It's 5112 sprinkler system. Summary of sprinkler system inspections, testing, and maintenance. I got sprinklers at 50 years, and then every 10 years after. Dry pendants, 15 years, and every 10 years after. Extra high and greater temperature solder type, 5 years. Fast response, 20 years, and every 10 years thereafter. Harsh environment heads every 5 years, which is like a dry pendant, I'm guessing. Where the
So
fuck did you get 75, Brian?
5-1 what?
Oh, go to 531115.
531115. Where sprinklers have
Right
been in
here.
service for
Yep.
75 years, they shall be replaced, or representative samples from one or more sample areas shall be submitted to a recognized testing laboratory accessible to the authority having jurisdiction for the field service testing and repeated at a 5-year interval.
But it's not telling you what type of sprinkler heads.
It just says where the sprinklers have been in service for 75 years, they shall be
you're
replaced or
you're
sampled.
talking
75 years. That's what
You're-
I was.
Look at that
Yeah,
smile.
but
Knew it.
no,
I knew there was something.
Damn, I was sweating digging for that.
No, look at 53111 though.
What? 5
It says
3
the same thing for 50 years.
53111. Test procedures shall be repeated at 10-year intervals.
No,
Oh,
one
sorry,
more above
that was
that.
an extra one. Where sprinklers have been in service for 50 years, they shall be replaced or sampled.
So isn't that the same thing as the 75-year
Where
mark?
Then
sprinklers
10
have been in
years
service
after.
for 50 years. Then you scroll down to what? Where sprinklers have been in service for 75 years. You
So
can
what
see
I'm
them on the
thinking
same
is,
fucking thing. I'm taking a screenshot.
after the 50 years,
We
you
got
test
comments.
to the 60th year, and then you test to the 70th year. But once it hits that 75th year, instead of 10 years, it drops down to 5 years.
I think you're onto something.
I think that's what
But
it
what
is.
did you? What was the 75? I think
75, it
You want
says
me to read it again?
have been installed for 75 years. They shall be replaced or representative samples. Oh, so after 75 years, you can't test. 75 years, you have to replace.
that's
After
what it
50
was.
years, after 50 years, you could test still for 10 years.
Yeah, 25, 50, 10 after, and then
Come on.
75.
No, it says you could still
Done.
test, right? Or representative samples from one or more sample areas shall be submitted by a
but
testing
like
laboratory.
who's taking 80-year-old sprinkler heads and sending them in and getting them tested, bro?
I'm
It-
keeping
I'm
them
not.
at my
You
house.
know what I'm doing? I'm selling them on eBay. That's what I'm
I'm
doing.
keeping them
Oh,
at my house.
5-year
That's what
basis
nobody's gonna send in
shall be
sprinkler
replaced.
heads to get them tested and go, oh yeah, like 4 of them fail, but the other ones are good. So you're good still.
How
No,
about this one?
you would just give them a quote to go in there and put all brand new heads in and give them brand new quick response or standard response class bulb heads and then set them up for the next 40 years.
Where sprinklers are
Correct.
subject to harsh environments, including corrosive atmospheres and corrosive water supplies, on a 5-year basis, either sprinkler shall be replaced or sampled.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
like in
Like
We just
what?
had to do that.
Somewhere where there's a fucking pool? You got an indoor pool, you
above
gotta
swimming
replace your hairs?
pools,
Yep.
chemical storage rooms, even outside in canopies where they're exposed to
Boiler rooms.
sunlight.
How often are these hotels replacing their sprinkler heads above their pools? Definitely not every 5
If
years.
not,
I'm going tomorrow to Great Wolf. I'm fucking checking them.
another
Great Wolf.
thing that we run into,
Great
we have a
Wolf's
lot of
badass.
Yeah, we love that place.
automotive paint, like custom paint booths and places where you can get your badass cars painted here. I can't tell you how many times I walk into a powder coat booth or a paint booth and the sprinkler heads are completely covered in 50 layers of paint.
Yep.
And you can't even see that there's a sprinkler head there. And it's like a giant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so your heads are loaded and covered in paint and they need to be replaced. And they're like, yeah, well, we spray 3 times a day, every day. How do I keep paint from getting on them?
All right,
Cellophane bagger. Go to Kroger. Get you
we got
get
Darian. Darian says
a,
that.
was it
And I think where are
lunch
you?
bag.
Where is she? Southern California?
It
Yeah,
talks
she's in
about it in the
LA.
code book. There's only one way to cover the head.
No, there's 2.
No, there's only
Cellophane
one
bag.
way.
What?
Cellophane bag or the brown paper bag.
Can't use
No,
paper.
brown papers aren't allowed. It's only the
Can't
cellophane
use
bag.
Since
paper.
when? 2017. It's
No.
all over the place.
Nah, brother,
Cellophane
look
only.
Nope.
And it
Nope.
has to be a
Since
certain
when?
thickness.
2017. It's in there. You saying that it took it out in 19?
They must have, bro. There's only one way, and that's how Tyson said.
Don't be covering
Cellophane
my
bag.
shit. Paint
Zero
it.
point
Paint it
zero
before I'm
zero
fucking done.
nine.
Is it 0.05?
I think it's
I
I
don't
think it's
remember the
like
thickness.
0.9, right? Point
You gonna get back in the book?
zero.
Cellophane thickness?
Shit, don't make me. Don't get me
All right.
started.
Darian says
Boys, I'm going to get my book. I'll be
they
right
had
back.
they had a
I'm gonna go
building
tell my
that they sent
mom.
heads for testing. Some of the heads were severely corroded and they all passed. We've been debating about replacing them because they're corroded, but they passed on testing. I haven't been able to find anything in the books about it.
It's
Don't tell
underneath
them it
mechanical
passed, Darian.
damage.
Yeah,
It's underneath
It's
mechanical
mechanical
damage.
damage.
NFPA
Chemical or
25.
mechanical damage. Replace it. Period.
You
Yep.
heard the man.
And if it's in a room where there's chemicals and you're getting corrosion, you need to install wax coated heads.
Well, no, I don't
Yep.
think she has I don't, I think that's probably just a grocery store.
They
Where
need
was
to
this,
replace
Darian?
them. Be done with it. Replace them.
California does have a lot of sea
Sprinklers
salt
have
in the
been
air. So
service.
Kind of.
Where
especially
sprinklers
like
have
when
been in
you're
service.
close to the ocean, a lot of those beach entry properties, man, the heads are just hammered.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man took
What
the
would you
words
look
out of
up?
my
What would that
mouth.
be on?
Let me
That
see
wouldn't be on
Brian with a
25, would it?
ladder. We need
Yeah,
Ryan drinking
okay.
a few
Yeah.
beers every stream. He's feisty.
Who's feisty?
What
Brian,
was the
Brian,
comment?
I've seen Ziploc bags that work with a rubber band.
No,
BC,
that's not
when are
right.
we setting that test up now that you are referencing?
You're not
No, you
supposed
want
to use plastic bags because when they get hot, they shrink and they coat the sprinkler head in melted plastic, and then the head won't respond.
I,
Do
But
that
you can
again.
use the brown paper bags.
I like when you rip the vape and then you say something serious and you're like exhaling as you're saying it. That's my favorite.
And then you pulled the fucking
This was a
head with
food
200
processing
pounds.
facility where those heads were.
I wish I could
Well,
see the chat, but
They
I don't
need
see
to go. They need to go. Replace those bitches.
Brian is feisty when he's. That's a Michelob Ultra too. Imagine if he gets a real beer.
No, baby, the Sekis. Those
This-
Sekis.
I had the chat. The chat was on kind of on Brian too. Fuck, I always fuck that up when there's four of us. Why didn't
I
everybody
did
tell
a
me?
I did a major head replacement at the El Cortez Casino. That was an undertaking.
What do you got?
805, baby.
What is that? Is that
It's a California beer, and it's
That's
fucking
California
delicious.
white boy beer.
That's right.
Boy, boy.
Amazing, amazing beer.
And he's probably got that same sticker of that beer can on the back of his pre-runner truck window.
I actually have it on the back of my work truck.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Tyson.
I already know.
Darian says, thank you, Tyson. We use Teflon coated heads for high corrosion areas.
There you go.
Oh shit, what did I do?
As long as it's FMUL listed.
I just clicked
Yep.
something. What did I click? Alright.
Don't
it's
hate
just-
on
it's
805,
just Twitch.
Tyson.
No, I've tried it. It's all right.
All right, it's amazing. It's God's piss in a can.
If I'm gonna have a beer, I'll just drink a Coors.
You guys honk at people
Wow.
when you're driving?
I do
No,
all the time.
using the horn on your car is offensive and that's angry. It's aggressive.
Why is it there? What's it there for?
Only in this
What's it
country.
there for?
Only
Yeah.
in this country it's like that.
Just there
What?
to go, beep.
All the other countries, especially like South America. Oh,
They
especially in
beep. They
Brazil.
fucking beep like crazy.
It's beep, 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 beep.
Everybody
It's just
beeps.
communication. It's
If you
communication.
drive in Boston and you don't beep, you're the outcast. Everybody's
It's
beeping.
like
The
like
light
Morris
hasn't even
Code.
turned green yet. They're fucking beeping at you. You go to look up and go. It's still fucking red. Shut up. You just beep back. You're beeping backwards.
Problem in Atlanta, you get shot.
Fuck every time. That's a... Yeah, no, we can have beep offs up here in the Northeast without shooting each other. You get shot, fucking Brian in Atlanta.
It happens. I'm
That's-
serious. I hate it. I don't want to.
I just get in front of them and slow down and turn on your little windshield wipers water.
That's what Bobby does. He never has windshield wiper fluids.
That's the way to
That's
go.
fucking true. Anytime that there's like that, you got that little bit of sheen over the glass and there's a glare, and then I don't have any goddamn juice because I squirted it all in some
Look.
fucking asshole.
How many viewers we got right now?
About
Did it
15.
tell you?
Like
Yeah.
300.
We got about 15 right now live.
That's not bad.
So 805 is God's beer and Texas is God's country. So you got to get that beer and you got to go to Texas and you got to drink it. You'll be fucking. BC doesn't honk. He just gets in front of them and slows down.
Yep, he knows. Whoever, he knows. He knows the routine. He sits
STS,
back and
what's
watches
up,
me.
guys? Sprinkler designer here. Love the show. Thank you. We appreciate it.
This is interesting. So
You
2000
have to hold it right there.
NFPA 10 2010 says cellophane thickness of 003, and then you can use thin paper bags. NFPA
Not
25 2011, you can have cellophane 0.003, same, or thin paper bags.
He's just scrolling TikTok and just like reading this off the top.
yeah, dude. Freaking
You making
yeah.
shit up?
That's in
Shaggy
No,
Pie texted him
I mean
that.
I'm on
That's the
I'm on
NFPA. Wait a minute.
Wait,
engineeringtips.com. I
hold on.
mean there
Rip the
is
vape.
like an
Rip the vape first.
advertisement.
Rip the vape first.
That's in the NFPA 10.
NFPA 10 2010.
NFPA 10 is for portable fire extinguishers. What the hell's it doing in there?
Bro, I'm reading, okay? All right? I
Hey,
don't know.
Brian's
NFPA
wrapping his fire
25
extinguishers in brown bags.
I don't even
NFPA
know that it's
25 2011,
10
which
is.
is what I took my test on. Thin paper
I
bags,
should check fucking YouTube.
cellophane
Oh,
thickness
shit, I forgot about YouTube.
0.003.
We got fucking commenters
I'm
on
very
YouTube.
surprised if
Oh, Brian's right. Brian's right. Brian's is correct.
Damn, I forgot all about fucking YouTube. Sorry, YouTube.
Pretty boy Brian, 54192. Sprinklers installed as described shall be protected using cell phone bags having thickness of 0.003 or less thin paper bags.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris, you know what you're not looking at?
5-4.
You need to look at the
Vegas?
Southern Nevada amended code.
Well, I'm saying NFPA for Brian, dude.
yeah, so you're
5-4.
saying that Southern Nevada says no cellophane, no thin plastic bags.
No
I'm
paper
willing to
bag,
bet
no
he's
plastic.
right. Yep, I'm willing to bet he's right too.
Because we have our own code book in the state of Nevada, and it's called the Southern Nevada Amended Code. So they take the NFPA and they delete things and they add things, and you have to look at the Southern Nevada Amended Code first.
So they can only go better. Like they can only go more, correct?
There's so much stuff that they just delete. They just take the whole section of the NFPA and they just put a black line through it and they cross it all out. And they're like, not required.
Not required. I thought it was something like an NFBA, like a FM Global or a joint commission where they can require more but not less.
They can do whatever they want. They're the AHJ.
Now, my question is, Brian, if you did use those brown paper bags, how often are you changing those brown paper bags out?
That's the thing. Like
That's not said. It's not
there's
said for
nothing-
either or.
So
Yeah,
you're just
I
going to
don't-
leave
I
a bag
agree
up
with
there for
There's
10
nothing
You
years?
know,
in the
it's
code
not
book.
even in the index. It's not
You're
even in
just
the
gonna-
index.
You're just going to leave a bag there for 10 years. That doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, it's covered in
But
20 layers of paint.
but what you're saying is a valid statement, you know, because it's not
I
said.
think if they do, well, which they have already made it a code, I think they should add a code to that saying, I don't know,
Let's
every
get ready to
quarterly inspection,
rumble.
every quarterly inspection has to be replaced.
That's what it comes down to.
5417.
If you're going to be an inspector, you need to possess an element with all your experience and knowledge and all the code that you could know in your head. There's one element that they can't teach you, and that's common sense. You need to know.
Yes.
You need to know how to live in a gray area. And can you go to bed at night knowing that they just painted like 5 times and the cellophane bag is like one color, or you go in there and the brown paper bag is literally drenched in paint, dripping with paint because it's so saturated in paint, and you're like, oh yeah, it's still good. And what you just have to make a common sense decision and be like, well, your bags are completely loaded in paint, and you just need to change out your bags, and you're good for the next 6 months.
Who changes the bags?
That's it.
A competent
Customer.
person that
Is that a sprinkler
Who?
guy's job?
Property
Inspector?
management.
Quarterly inspector?
property management.
Property management can
management.
fucking.
I don't.
All right, so I forgot
Yeah,
all
So
about
property
YouTube comments.
management
Fucking bowl.
can maintain their own
They say
systems. They
Al
cannot
says
change.
they
But they can
changed quick
maintain.
response to 25 years. There's updates on 25. 10 years for dry pendants is changed to 15 in the 2023 edition. Tell them to put
What?
paper pages on the heads. 0.003 thickness, paper or cellophane. What up, Kenny? And then
Yeah.
Al came in and said that in Atlanta we just wave our Glocks.
20, 2023 code. The 2023 code's not adopted, so we'll talk about the 2023 code in 2 years.
Okay, it's not adopted. You can't be reading that one yet. Put it on the
Yep,
shelf for a little bit.
I mean, it could be adopted in their state. I'm just speaking for Nevada. It's
Once
not
a year?
adopted.
You think that's too long, Chris?
I don't. Once a year to change out bags? Come on, bro.
You typing
That's
it? Why'd you
ridiculous.
type it instead of just saying it? Heads and spray
I was-
booths, we check and
I was
change bags
commenting-
out once a year.
I was commenting to Darian.
He's trying to be all over it. I love it. Comments.
That's what I'm
Type
trying,
in.
bro.
Okay,
We
so
got
here's
18 viewers.
here's the
Ooh,
literature
damn, we
of
famous.
Uh-oh.
how often the bag needs to be changed. And like it said,
Ooh,
it's
you
straight-
found it?
After every
yeah, but
load.
it's only common sense.
After every load?
After if you load.
Shit, we're children.
Yes, sir.
All right. Spring. So this is 54181. This is in the index.
I'm gonna
Sprinkler
share this shit.
coverings, spray areas, and mixing rooms in
This-
resin application areas installed with protective coverings shall continue to be protected against
Isn't like
overspray
Sneed in
residue
charge here?
so
Yeah, Sneed's in charge here.
that they will operate in the event of fire.
The hell
Common-
that's supposed to mean?
Common sense.
Yep.
Common sense.
Bam.
Which one was that, Brian? 54191?
No, 54181. It's in the index.
Oh, I'm looking at 191.
And then A54181. Now this is 2010. No, 2014. 2014.
He's
This
got
is the book that Matthew Klaus wrote. This is the handbook.
He's got the book.
I love
We
this
got a
book.
handbook here, Tyson.
So A54181. Typical
I'm
sandwich
looking at it.
bags purchased in the grocery
I
store
sent the link.
are generally plastic, not cellophane. Plastic bags have a tendency to shrink, just like you said, and adhere to the sprinkler prior to sprinkler activation,
There you go.
creating the potential for disruption of the sprinkler spray patterns. Bags placed over sprinkler needs to be true cellophane or paper.
You
I use-
photoshopped that.
Shit.
We use cellophane.
Cellophane, Vegas gang.
We've tried getting the customers to take care of it, and some buildings we only visit once a year. They just released NFPA 2023, and that's why I mentioned the changes. Check out what they changed when it comes to painted heads. I sent the link earlier.
What NFPA do I have?
What link? Where'd you send the link at?
But you know, Tyson, you were talking about powder coats. Like powder coat
2020.
gets everywhere. It's way more,
Where to link at? I sent
you
the
know,
link earlier.
destructive, I guess you would say,
Al.
than
Yeah.
a traditional paint
Is
booth.
your name
Like it would
Al
have to be
on
changed
fucking-
almost daily, I would say.
Yeah, powder coat is
Is your
like
name
electric
Al
electric
on
charge,
fucking
so it
Instagram?
adheres and sticks to metal and shit. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bro. I
Don't you
don't
have
see no link.
Hey, Tyson, don't you have a head hooked up to your garage?
yeah, I have a sprinkler system in my garage.
Let's put a bag on it. Put a bag on it and light a fire. Let's see what happens.
It's active?
yeah, my
Yeah.
system's active.
Really?
Yeah,
Was it
dude,
like
I think-
80 pounds on it?
I put it in myself. Sitting at 75.
75.
Wow.
How old are
that's
those heads?
Fucking sick.
do some
Yeah.
testing?
How old are the heads? So we got to swap them?
I don't know. I haven't checked the date on them in a while.
They're 30 years old.
But
Oh,
You gotta
that's
take 'em in
fucking
for
sick.
testing,
Yeah,
Ty.
let's see this shit.
Is that smoke? Is that a smoke alarm? Is that a
Dude, Tyson doesn't mess around, bro. He's not
what?
having a
That's
fire.
iron pipe, bro. What? For
Dude,
Dude.
he is not having a fire in his garage.
hell
Guaranteed.
yes.
Life safety.
That's not
Can't
even
see it.
plastic pipe.
He's got them under
Man,
the
I'm
garage
proud of
doors.
it's
He's got them under
steel,
the
bro.
garage doors
Look,
too.
he even has the
he's got-
stickers.
He's got a
He's got it
sidewall under the
under
garage
the
door.
garage
Oh,
door.
this is badass. This is all right, guys. So if you're listening to this in audio, you have to go.
This is
Gotta go to
fucking great.
YouTube and look at this. sidewalls with the cage, red. Tyson, that's badass, man.
175 degree.
Huh.
Damn, look at this guy go. Even
These
his
Hell
garage
yeah.
is up to code.
I can't
Your
see the
garage
damn
passed
date on it.
inspection.
I want to put a fucking system in my garage now.
Yeah,
That's
I do a
badass.
lot of I do a lot of welding, so I don't, I turn them on when I'm in my garage fucking around.
That's fucking
I got a
sick.
buddy that burned his house down, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to be that guy.
Peace of mind.
Dude, I'm gonna drive up the street and sneak in your garage and set that head off, bro.
The pen
Make-
light.
Make sure your bell works.
Excuse me, sir. You got to change these heads.
Well, I mean, that's so when I walk. So this weekend, I'm gonna walk my new apartment, and I'm moving
2003.
Tuesday.
2003.
2003. They're coming up on 20, bro. When
Uh-oh.
was
Yep.
date of install?
We're going to have
Date
to
of
send them for
install or year?
sampling.
Date of install or year?
Teague says, show us that riser.
I'll show you too.
This is great.
Probably has a Viking F1 valve. Free
Yeah,
action.
no shit. Like a water motor gone whenever he flushes his toilet.
It's got a fucking data
Look at
plate.
the placard.
Hell yeah,
Dude,
bro.
I'm dying. What?
Holy shit. This is fucking excellent. I'm doing it.
Dude, it's like the most interesting sprink in the world right here.
This is how I
This
piss
is
my
so
neighbors
cool.
off.
What?
Watch.
Oh, you got a
He's gonna flow it.
Oh, you got a horn and strobe going in the fucking garage too?
Yeah. Right here.
Oh,
What?
dude, I am never allowed to drink at your house, bro. I will pull that shit every minute.
That's fucking great. That is so good. The fucking horns and strobes. Oh,
Fire
shit.
Speaker Podcast said, "What's the year of install?"
Hey, Chris, is that a little black eye that you got there?
Dude, that's just been on me for like 6 months now, bro.
What happened?
On what? This side? On this side?
Gets fucking
On
snuffed,
the other
snuffed by a
side.
junkie downtown Vegas?
He got kissed
Your
by a
left.
No,
pipe.
dude.
Yeah.
I went to Atlanta and I asked for directions.
It happens. I
No, I
called
don't know,
Bobby.
dude.
I
I've had it
called
for like 6
Bobby
months.
and told him the story. I ended up breaking a dude's nose at the club on Saturday night.
Oh, sweet.
It was terrible.
You got one of these, Bobby?
It's a big girl.
Appendix?
That's
Fire Matt.
chrome.
Look at that bulb.
That's an extra standard. That's what that is.
That's a standard response.
It's got a
Same
chode.
as the
It's got a
same as
chode
the.
bulb.
She's thick.
Damn.
Yeah,
Dang.
I like.
Look at
these-
them
I like
curves,
these old
boy.
school ones.
Man, that girl's thick. That's a Colombian sprinkler head, huh,
Hey,
Brian?
look at them curves, boy.
That's fucking great. Oh,
Dude, we need
fucking
Brian to drink more often.
like water tier for major blowouts. Is that a
We
water
won
motor gong?
1990.
1990.
Dude, I wasn't
It's
even
almost
born
as
yet.
old as me.
I wasn't even born yet.
This is a
Battle
good
of the
one.
Garage sprinkler systems. Next episode. I need a little bit of more time than that, guys.
I know, Bobby. I'm surprised you don't have a cool setup in your garage.
Sorry. So
1977.
I put a quick response. I
Nice.
just had an upright, a quick response upright, 5.6, and I put it with some 1-inch up over my garden. I thought it was gonna be fucking sick, and I hooked the hose up to it, and I got like probably 70, 65, 70 psi at the house, and it like, I don't know, it wasn't coming out. It was fucking, it didn't seem like adequate.
Hmm.
Kind of took the
You
wind
probably
out of
have to-
it took the wind out of my sail.
Oh, dude, Bobby, you'd have to do a dry system in your garage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. My
I got a-
garage needs a dry
I
system.
got an old reliable you could install, bro.
Yeah, you know how much it would cost to ship that thing across the United
Yeah, I
States?
know.
No, I'll just drive. I'll use Tyson's gas card.
Tyson's gas
I'll be
card.
right back.
I'm not gonna use mine. I'll get in trouble. Out of state.
I wonder how much the companies like really look at it.
For us, I heard that they're pretty on it. I guess.
So what is
I-
it? Is it like if you fill
No.
up twice a day or?
No, because I fill up like crazy because they have us going to Utah for service, or not Utah, Laughlin for service calls, but from what I heard, one time a guy in our company filled up like twice in one day, like a full tank, and I guess it just pops up, and the mileage after that never added up. I don't know if it's true. I heard two guys say it one time, but they definitely do track us
So
because
yeah.
I get emails if I fill up at a gas station that is more expensive than another gas station like a block away.
Wow.
It's stupid. It's retarded,
Like we're
man.
paying attention, you know?
Yeah. Like I just fill up at the local gas station right by my house. But if there's a gas station 2 blocks cheaper, I'll get an email.
Do
It's dumb.
they say that, or is that just a system like
It's
sitting?
just like I don't know. Our boss ignores it. He thinks it's dumb.
Oh my goodness. Now my original foreman when I was a helper, that my dad, he used to work for my father, and my father let him go from the company because he was filling up twice a day, like for like 3 days straight.
Now, when I'm on call, I fill up after work every single day
Yeah, yeah.
just because I'm on call. So they can't
Yeah.
say shit to me.
Are you talking about when you put gas in?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I'm on call, like this Thursday, when I go on call after work every day, I will fill up my truck, even if I barely drove around.
Why?
Because they could send me out to Utah or Laughlin. I'm not going to go out there with last minute and have to fill up first.
I like to gas on my way to the city in the morning.
See, I
bright
like
and
to
early.
gas up. I like to gas up when I'm getting home.
Yeah, that puts a fucking timestamp when you're entering your hometown.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
at the same time, after being on call, you get off a service call, pillow to pillow, brother. If I get that gas and talk to my homie that's the cashier, 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. I guess if I was I want to just get gas at like 5 a.m. when there's
I mean,
nobody
I know
there.
I don't expect you to understand because you use 009s.
009 is the only way, kid. I love them
No,
fucking things.
nah, 005s, bro. Way to go.
No.
With Bobby and his adjustable fucking heads, bro.
Adjustable
Dude,
drops, 009s. What do you guys want? I don't show you guys when I use cheaters.
I got a 5-gallon
Flex
bucket
head,
to ship them to you, make you pay shipping.
I don't want
flex
old
head
ones.
Bobby.
Oh
Look at
shit.
the
I got my first
doorstep.
flex head job and I didn't even get to do any of them. I just did like that
So
first
what do
day,
you think
took a
about the
couple
flex
videos.
heads? Because we had the engineer on here, and
I
she
don't
was
know.
like all about them.
Yeah, they always are
So
because
They're
they
a
what do
go
y'all
lot.
think?
fast.
Flex heads?
They're way, way, way more easier. And literally, an idiot can do them because I was amazing at them. But they just take away the quality of work and the skill in our trade.
They take away the skill. It's like when the plumbers
I
lost
mean,
soldering. When the plumbers lost
yeah, I
soldering to
mean,
pro press, like that's like a legacy of plumbers. That's just now they just fucking done.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's cool. It's quick. It's fast. It's super easy. But I mean, are you really saving money because you have a freaking apprentice standing there for like a week straight just tightening up the heads and tightening up the hoses? I don't think it's really worth it at the
Tyson
end of
got
the
an
day.
NFPA 13 mall system in his garage. Had a dry system in the house I grew up in. Dad had a spare dry valve. Only reason he did it. That sounds like a damn good idea.
So I
Your little dry
never
valve.
get gas in the city
BC stops for his energy drink on the way to
ever.
the job.
That's right. That's why I'm always late.
PC still stops for his energy drink on the way to the job. That's excellent.
Every time I'm
I
running late,
know.
hey, where you
Look, Atlanta is an amazing place. It really is.
Where
It's
do
a
you get your
beautiful place.
where and
Good
when you getting
people.
gas then?
I
Huh?
don't get inside the city ever. I get by my house or outside the city,
So you're
but
like
I
about to
never
leave
stop
and you're
in the
like,
city.
shit, do I have enough to make it back home? Or am I gonna get
Yeah,
shot tonight?
yeah. I never stop in the city. And then my fiance, her sister's here from Columbia, and she's going to Georgia Tech Language Institute. And I tell her like, never stop for gas in the city,
Ever.
ever,
Yeah,
never.
they're just gonna take your car.
There's just a lot of shootings and then everything. Yeah, so like people with like overland vehicles with like bags on the inside and everything, like don't drive that to Atlanta ever.
Dude, Brian is the hoodest white boy you'll ever meet.
Well, it's just true. like the
Never
amount of
get gas
like
at night. ITP in Atlanta.
no, not in
ITP
Atlanta.
What's
No.
ITP? That fucks me up. Is that supposed to be
in the
in the
yeah.
never get gas
Hmm.
at night in Atlanta? I think the ITP might have been a typo. Oh, but we
Yeah.
can't run on one time.
Dude, Juan, you're an hour late every damn day, bro. Don't get me started.
One time.
Hour to
One time.
if he beat the drain down, then he's on time.
No,
Drive
that dude,
drive by Brian.
man, we don't have enough time for me to talk about
Drive
him.
by Brian.
Who won?
Yeah, Juan.
15 minutes, you drama queen.
Oh bullshit. How late were you today, Juan?
It was fucking right on time until you just told everybody.
Okay, what's
Oh,
the last night? We got
inside
10 minutes.
inside the perimeter is ITP. My bad. You think that Brian would have told me that shit?
What is
ITP
that?
inside the
ITP.
perimeter of ATL.
Yeah. Never
Is that
inside the perimeter. So
snitches
there's
get
a highway
stitches,
around Atlanta.
and you
You
want
do
to
not
stay?
stop for gas
Don't go so
inside.
don't go to Atlanta. Don't go in that circle.
Atlanta.
Stay away.
And never go on the east side. Always
You got to
stay on
give.
the
All
west.
right, we're gonna give an apprentice a word of advice from Tyson, and then from Chris.
Oh fuck me.
What do you got? Word of advice. I could give one.
If you're
Well, I'll
not
give
20
one.
minutes, if you're not 20 minutes early or late,
For an apprentice that's in the trade for a sprinkler fitter,
Yeah, like an up and coming first, second, third year that's listening.
you better have a tape measure on your pants, dude. When it's like
Nope.
when you're at work and we're working and I look down at you on the ladder and you're on the ground and you don't have a tape measure on your pants, you can go home.
Oh, all right.
tape
Who
measure
wants
and
a fucking tape
tape,
measure?
yeah, tape measure and Channy's the second you get out of that damn car.
You better have tools in your fucking pocket for me to use too, because
You
I'm not gonna
got to
carry
be
one.
ready to go and ask a shit ton of questions.
Do not question anything that I tell you to go do.
Yeah.
I've had
That's,
so I'm not picking on Alex, and who's my foreman, my helper, and sometimes I'll go send him to do some sucky stuff, and you look at me, and I'm like, bro, go do it, you know. But now I'm sure he sees like why I sent him to go do that stuff, because
Keeps
I
him
would go
I don't
learning.
know.
send him to do it, and I would watch him, and I would kind of like tweak how he did it. Like, hey man, maybe like unscrew it and hold it this way and then roll it this way or whatever. And then he would see it. But don't like if I send you to go do something, even if it sucks, and usually I'm sending you to do the stuff that sucks, do not question me. It's for a reason. It's to teach you. I'm not here to make your life,
You don't know the
miserable.
whole fucking spiel, all right? The foreman knows
Yeah.
everything, and then everyone else just knows whatever they're being told. So he might be telling you something like that. I like that. I think that you should just be quick. And I know that's kind of whatever cliche. Oh yeah, be quick. But once you learn something, you learn how to make a thread. You learn how to measure a draw. Anything you learn how to do, you do it the second time, it should be a little bit faster. You do it the third time, it should be a little bit faster. You should be gradually getting faster at every task involving sprinklers to where you could just
Yep.
be fucking super quick. You when you go to pull your measure, right? You could tell when people you go to pull your measure and then they stand there and they're kind of like thinking. You should be able to just identify fucking exactly what you want. You got like a second and a half to throw that number down to me, and I'm gonna start
Yep.
pestering you. Just fucking soon. You just look at it. Boop. Be quick.
and pick stuff up from every foreman you work for. Pick things up from every foreman, and
Yep.
get whatever you want from this one and this one and this one, and just put it all into one.
Little quirks.
Don't stick to just what one foreman says, because every foreman's completely different and they know different tricks.
I like that.
Yeah, the whole like when you're done working and it's like cleanup time and you're winding down and I put the ladder away. Usually there's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes left in the day. That doesn't mean like clean up as fast as you can and run out to your car and we're done. Like take that time to take out a pad of paper or cut the corner off of the sprinkler, the box of sprinkler heads, like a piece of cardboard, and make a list. Like write down, we need more 90s. We're going to need more Teflon tape. I got 4 rolls of Teflon tape left. We used a whole box of Sammys today. I'm going to get a couple Sammys. I'm going to make sure I got some side Sammys. I'm going to need some 1-inch rings. Like make a list. you're physically and mentally there just like I am. You know, I'm the one doing all the work. Your job's to make sure that I'm equipped and have the equipment to do it, and you're the one that's facilitating the equipment and making it, cutting it. So when we go back to the shop or in the morning, you don't get there, and if you want to get there and bullshit and have a cup of coffee, that's one thing. But if you're bullshitting and having a cup of coffee while you're pulling a box of rings and while you're grabbing a roll of Teflon and you're filling up the dope can, you're never going to hear nothing from me, you know? And then we get in the truck, we roll to the
Absolutely.
job, and we got everything to do another 8-hour day.
Yep.
So that's another thing. I just think it's important to like re-engage, reevaluate, readdress the situation at the end of every day, and maybe look at it like you're setting a temporary small goal so that you can succeed tomorrow.
Some
Yeah,
fucking
And
I like
fire
that.
shit.
you don't just show up the next day and you're like, oh, okay, where we at? Oh, the system's drained. All right, let me go. Time to make the first arm over. Oh shit, I don't have a 90. Oh shit, I'm out of Teflon. Oh, I'm out of dope. And then your fitter's going to be waiting, and then you're like, hey, we're out of this, we're out of that. And then after you tell me we're out of like the fourth thing, I'm fucking done. I'm going home. And then I'm just going to leave because I'm pissed. and the apprentice is like, so what do I do? I'm like, I don't know. You're the one that didn't come to work prepared, so you can sit here all day. I don't care. I'm going home.
See ya. Yeah, it's
The other thing
So
that
what I
drives me
used to
nuts.
do,
Go ahead.
what I used to do when I was a foreman, when I just started, not foreman shit, helper. When I first started, I would try to outpace my. That was like a game that I played every day in my head. You know, I wanted to outpace my foreman. So as soon as he gave me measurements, I would ask for that. I was like, I need 3. Hurry up, give me like 3 other measurements. I'd run. I would cut it as fast as I can. I would put it up there. I'm like, come on, man, hurry up. I need something else. Let's go.
what's next.
And I would just stay on his ass all day. And I would just like, but I was running. Like I was running to stay ahead of him on everything I could. And
Nice.
it's a lot of trades and a lot of other foremen were like, hey, Brian's, like you got to keep up with him if you're going to work with him. And
I
it
used to
it
love to
was cool.
fucking finish things.
Huh?
Like before I was a foreman and I was just a journeyman and I'd be working for a foreman and there's a bunch of other journeymen, you'd get like a task, whatever your task was. I want to murder that task because like at fucking
Yeah.
right after coffee, and while we're at coffee break, I want to tell them I need something new. And people would think it's
Yeah.
crazy because you could probably stretch that and last the whole day, but I want to be like fucking, well, all right, we're all set. Then
I want them to
they'd be like,
keep up with me.
you finished that
I'm not
already? You
keeping up with
finished it
them.
all? You finished everything? Like, yeah, I need something else. And then they go up there and they want to check it, and then they realize, oh shit, he did fucking bang it out. And then you get something else, and just keep doing that. Just keep doing that, faster and faster. We're back to quick.
Yep.
Quick.
For a while there, everybody was showing these little TikTok videos, or we're tagging each other in these stories of like the guy driving the truck, and they pan over, and the fitter, or I mean the apprentice or the helper is like asleep. And that's my number one pet peeve. If I'm
Dude,
working,
that drives me nuts.
and you're in the passenger seat asleep, I'm gonna pull over and tell you to get out. And you go, and I'm gonna make sure I pull over in front of a motel, and you can go in there and get yourself a room, and you can stay, and then close the door, and I'm gonna go back to work. If I'm working, you're working. I
That's
don't
some
like
savage shit.
that.
Dude,
Appreciate that whole respect thing of like you can just get to sleep while we drive around all day, and I'm the one that has to like look for addresses, think about what I'm gonna do when I'm get there, run through protocols in my head, think about code. Like, no, you're here. You're here to work, and this is the job.
Yep.
And so you need to be mentally awake and like here while we're doing it. You don't get to like tap out and take a nap.
I'll let you
Yep.
I'm gonna
sleep
pull over. I'm gonna pull over and I'm gonna take a nap. And how about you drive? How about you work?
if you do
Let's see
that.
how long you.
I
Yeah.
hate being passenger, but
So the
I'll let you
rules
sleep, but I'm
was
gonna be honking and I'm gonna be fucking with you while you sleep, to be honest. But that's what I used to do to little Bobby. Turn his heated seat
Don't.
on, turn the heat on in his side of the truck, and just fucking watch him turn red.
If you're an
my
apprentice,
my father made me read the code book. If we're driving, I'm reading.
Yeah.
That's a good
Listen,
one.
if you're driving somewhere and you got an hour to get to the job and you got road time, like turn on a podcast, listen to a podcast like this. Listen to some NFPA code podcasts. Listen to there's 50 things you could be doing
Instead of
sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have the luxury of riding in with somebody in the truck, You'd be just driving yourself.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
So
who do we
utilize-
have coming up?
What do we got? Chris and Danny. Then we got Chris on Tuesday. We got another Chris on Thursday. Chris and Danny. Danny,
Hey, what episode got canceled? Who was on that?
that's coming next Tuesday, a week from today. That was Jeremy and
Oh,
Manny.
okay. Jeremy and Manny, that's who it is.
I was super
I'm
excited,
excited
for that
one.
episode
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Dude, I can't wait to
I
hear
was
that.
buried. My neighbor's roof caved in.
It was wild.
35
what?
inches of snow in 24 hours.
Really?
Wow.
Fucking, we were buried. We were buried. We had no power for, I forget, 40 something hours, no power, running on the generator. Only one on our street with like a generator. Only one with lights on. It was pretty creepy. The
Jesus Christ, bro.
great
I didn't think
Northeast.
So what do you do with that giant hole for your cat in the basement? Do you plug it? You put a cap on it?
No, for what? I
don't
put a
know,
fucking, I put a bathroom vent in there. So there's a bathroom vent in that box. It exhales outside. So if you go up to that hole is fucking breathing out. I do not want to smell kitty litter. I will get rid of the
Oh,
cats if I smell kitty litter.
I thought it was just a giant fucking cord
It's a
hole in your
box. It is a
freaking-
cord. It is a giant cord hole, but it has negative pressure in that box, and the kitty litter the kitty litter smell exhales out. There's 4
nice.
kitty litter boxes in there, because you should have a kitty litter box for every cat.
Dude, I don't know how you can have cats, but I hate cats.
They're fucking awesome.
I
got
never,
3.
never liked cats. Never liked cats.
Yeah, the cats don't like you. That's why you're not a cat person.
They
So I
don't
had
like me, dude.
10
Every
acres.
I could go to
and then-
Tyson's house. I guarantee his cats would like me, unless he's got like some
Every cat
crazy
hates
fucking
me, bro.
asshole cat.
Every cat hates me.
Yeah, you're not a cat
I
So
love
person.
here's the deal with my house. So I used to have like 10 acres. And I had like 2-3 cats. So the cats have to prove their worth to me. So we would let them out. They would go hunting. And if there was one that didn't like bring anything back for like a while, cat goes. Like you have to earn your spot in my house.
Yeah, we
Is it
gotta
a
get
That cat
house
has
or
to
a
go work.
indoor
What
cats.
is it, a
Huh?
house or a plantation? Jesus Christ.
Kick the fucking cat out. My cats are indoor cats. If my cat
Oh,
escapes, he's
yeah,
going up.
cat.
I have an extension ladder in the woods to save the cats, because that's what they'll do. When they get out and they're not used to being out, they run right up a tree. Just like you
Yeah.
see in the fucking movies.
So what, you want your cat to bring you a squirrel home?
I want him to bring something. I
That's
want
how
him to go out there and work.
my childhood cat used to do that. Bring you something every day.
No
Every
shit.
day,
See,
whether it's a squirrel, chipmunk, mouse, bird, all different types of birds. That bird brought me a
dogs
cardinal, blue jay.
dogs don't do that.
They just fucking dogs are good for like 12 years, and then you got like 5 years of them suffering, pissing and fucking shitting all over the place, blind
How
and
long do
Yeah.
cats
fat.
live?
What?
How
My
long do
cat,
cats live?
a cat could live 20 years and doesn't really give you any problems.
What?
It's the same shit. If
It's
they
the
just
same
lay around
shit.
and hang
It's
out.
there for you when you get home. It
Kittens
doesn't fucking
are
bark.
the funnest though.
Yeah, well, that's why we keep getting a new one. Because as the cat gets older, then we get another kitten. It keeps them all young. Now I'm at fucking 4 cats. I didn't go get 4 cats, but once we get them, I don't turn them back. Jeremy Johnson, are you guys union? I'm union. I think I'm the only one union.
Who's Jeremy Johnson? I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
that.
not.
Jeremy Johnson on YouTube.
I'm not seeing any comments.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's why it's weird. I gotta have all these things open to see all the comments. I get comments here, I get comments here, I get comments here, and then I go over and I check Facebook, see if there's any boomers commenting. There's not.
Yeah. Is there any comments we need to talk about, or?
No, I think we're good. We can wrap it up.
Good
Comments are slowing
character.
down.
Well,
I
thank you
shared us
guys
to
so
this-
much for coming.
Whatever the fuck.
I
shared
appreciate
us
you,
somewhere.
Tyson, and thank you, Chris.
Yeah, this is always
Yeah.
great. You guys are awesome.
No worries.
Anytime,
Thanks for having
boys.
me.
We gotta do a trip one year and just get drunk somewhere and pop sprinklers.
Let's do it. I'll go to that trip. I'm not gonna get drunk, but I'll go to that trip.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get you some nice cold coffee, some Coke,
Hot coffee.
hot
We'll rent a
coffee.
van and we'll tour around. I'll drive all you drunk asses. Oh,
What do you guys
Tyson,
do?
how's Mama? You're having a baby, right?
I have a baby on the way. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
How's
that's
the
right.
wife doing?
She's good. She's doing good.
That's awesome.
When's she do?
My honey-do list is growing.
Yeah.
When,
Just bang
When'd
it
she
out.
do?
For sure.
Yeah, when's
when
the
she
baby
do,
coming?
Tice?
July.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh,
out.
nice.
July.
July. Not the, oh, hey. Centennial Hills Hospital. I'll be there all month, I think.
No, we're not going to go there.
Oh,
I can't stand that hospital.
Dude, their
We picked a
EDR is
different hospital too
superb.
that was near us.
Their EDR is amazing.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Breakfast.
What'd you say? The food's good?
Oh, the food's great, bro.
Oh
Dude,
shit.
the food, mwah, immaculate at that hospital.
That's what I say about Morehouse College. It's a black college here in Atlanta. Man, their food is banging.
Yeah, because they
So
use
good.
seasoning, unlike you.
Bruh.
Wayne
they-
says, "Thanks for the entertainment and the education. Thanks for joining us, Wayne. We appreciate you. Appreciate
Thank you,
everyone
Wayne. We
watching.
appreciate you.
If you haven't
Big
subscribed,
Wayne.
hit the subscribe button, like, share, follow. You know the drill. We got 180 something subscribers on YouTube. That'd be cool to
Damn,
see
bro.
Wow, that's
200.
incredible.
We're
184.
killing it. We're killing it. Because
184.
Tyson's on here.
It's because Tyson's on here. We're gaining them.
Tyson's on here. They need
Yeah.
code information, bro.
Man,
What has
that-
it been like?
This
It's been
episode was
what, 4
office.
months, right?
This episode was awesome.
That
you say, Brian?
that video of me that's on TikTok of me like licking the sprinkler water.
Yeah.
How many
Like
views?
Bobby tagged it. It's past 40,000 views right now.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Wow.
Good for you.
On what,
I think I have
TikTok?
that video on my Instagram page.
Yeah,
Are we
dude.
are we drinking sprinkler water, boys?
So Danny coming on next Thursday is the apprentice that drank sprinkler water. Chris was filming him. They drive in
dude, I
together
do.
every day. They post a bridge that's similar to Zachem. Or they're working nights. Chris and
I'm the
Danny.
guy that started it. I'm the guy that started licking sprinkler
This
water.
is the
and
guy
made-
that started drinking it. And he's still living.
Just
Maybe I'll
started
give
the
it a shot.
trend.
I didn't drink it. I just let it roll off my tongue, and now there's two people that are outdoing me, and they're drinking the
They're
shit.
swallowing. You
Like,
see the water that I'm fucking working with? I'm not drinking that
Yes.
shit. It's
Hey,
fucking
you
the
can
color
have-
of your
Why not?
shirt. It's thick.
Don't be a sissy.
fucking
Drink it,
thick.
bro. It's just it builds character.
I
Fucking-
think you'd get sick.
And
You
death.
drink nothing.
No, you won't. I feel perfectly fine. I've been drinking that shit for years.
No, you haven't.
Actually,
Shut up.
You know, you want to bet if Juan is still on this watching, he will tell you that I will mess with them and I will get a handful
Yeah.
and drink
You
it.
guys got this sticker?
I do.
Ooh,
I do.
yeah.
Love that.
That's a good one.
Black
Sprinkler
water
life?
scent.
Sprinkler
Huh?
Life,
The
yeah.
Sprinkler
Black
Life?
water scent. I got a whole bucket of those. I
Yeah.
just put a couple of them on right here.
Hey, what's up with the dope and tape stickers, bro?
The
You
new
just gonna
spot
hoard
fires.
them or what?
We don't have them yet.
Well, you got one right there. I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah. Sprinkler Life sent that to me.
Oh, he made it for you?
Well, I ordered it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought his sweatshirt and his shirt, and I took some pictures with it and shit, and I sent it to him. So he sent me some stickers. I got that one. Oh, that's a real
Yeah.
one, huh?
Ooh.
Where'd you get
Metal.
that?
I know a Victolic rep, so he hooks me
Wow.
up.
All right, we'll have him on the show. We've been trying to get one of them. I reached out to Victolic on Instagram, but they don't want to support
Dude,
Sprinkler Fitters.
I messaged that chick that's in charge of that Rigid Instagram. She never replies.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
Sprinkler
I
Yeah,
Fitters.
she-
follow her.
Redheaded
replied
I
to me
follow
stepchild.
either.
her.
Should start telling people we're plumbers, and then maybe they'll come on.
Nah, she could look at me and know I'm not gay.
Yeah, Victolic's been ignoring me on Instagram. All right, guys, this has been great. We're wrap it
Thanks,
up.
guys.
Take care. Good night.